welcome to a special edition of Sorgi Stories. I'm Anthony.
I am Daddy. You've been wanting to do this for a long while.
Yes.
This is something that we are going to experiment with and potentially do every Saturday for you, especially all you sports fans out there, because that's your massive passion, even more than me. And I was a sports journalist, specifically a news and sports journalist for 22 years back in Milwaukee, now mainly news in Philadelphia here. What do we got going here?
Sorgi Sports Weekend, covering the MLB, NFL, college football and basketball, and the NBA.
And whatever else comes to mind.
Yeah, and whatever else. NHL, MLS, whatever. I don't know.
International sports, whatever comes to mind. For you to get more of what these episodes are going to bring, what do people do?
Like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding. He's going to be piloting this ship. I'm going to be the guy sitting in the back, being the backseat driver sometimes, giving you some guff. But this is his passion project, and we're going to have some fun with this. What do you got?
To start off, the NFL this weekend, week 2.
Which is why you happen to have a certain object in your hand.
Yes. There we go.
Even more of a cheesehead than moi, because your favorite team is, of course, the
Green Bay Packers. But to start off, we have the Raiders at the Steelers.
Back in the 1970s, this matchup was war. This was the NFL's biggest rivalry, when those two teams in a period of 12 years combined for 7 Super Bowl championships. I mean, they were at war with each other. Now one of the teams isn't even there anymore.
Yeah, with the Raiders in Vegas. But the big key to this game is Josh Jacobs being out at Raiders running back. And the Steelers defense, they beat the Bills last week. That was a shocker.
Pittsburgh's defense was phenomenal. We were listening to Pittsburgh Sports Talk on the way back. And, I mean, not just the fans, but the experts in Pittsburgh were just taken aback by how well Pittsburgh played in that game.
Yeah, so I think that the Steelers are going to win 24-21, a tight game. Raiders look great on Monday night, but I think that Steelers defense is going to shut them down without Josh Jacobs.
Very possibly, and a surprise, by the way, because our neighbors here in Philadelphia are humongous Raiders fans. Yes. We hope that he doesn't watch this. What else got on the docket?
So next, 49ers-Eagles in Philly. Eagles home opener after they killed Atlanta 32-6. Niners won their game last week. I think the Niners win 31-27. This Niners team is legit. Josh Norman, Nick Bosa, all those guys. I think it's going to be close. Devontae Smith, a great receiver. Jalen Hurts, a great quarterback. But I think the Niners are going to pull it out.
If this is the kind of a game that I think it could be, I'm not ready to predict a Philadelphia win.
It's close.
But they've got something here with Jalen Hurts, with Devontae Smith. I haven't seen a quarterback wide receiver rookie combination in such a long time that I think has the capability to set the league on fire.
Yeah.
If they're going to set the league on fire this season, they're going to prove it this Sunday.
Yes.
I'm not predicting that's going to happen, but it's possible.
Then next, we've got the Texans, who shocked Jacksonville, and Trevor Lawrence just shocked them. And the Cleveland Browns, who lost to Patrick Mahomes with that great Chiefs comeback. I've got the Browns winning 34-23. I think that the Browns are the better team. The Texans really don't have a quarterback. They're playing a team that's not really that good. The Browns have a great defense with Myles Garrett and a whole bunch of other guys. And then their offense, Baker Mayfield, Odell is out, but they still have a lot of good players on that offense.
Odell Beckham Jr., speaking of. And this Cleveland team also, I think, is going to be for real in the AFC.
Yeah.
And they should win the AFC North. If what Pittsburgh did last Sunday isn't a fluke, that's going to be one heck of a Northern Division race. So that's one to definitely pay attention to. What are some of the other biggest of the big games that you're focusing on?
Chiefs-Ravens. We talked about the Chiefs, and I think that on Sunday night, this is going to be a great game. The Ravens, Lamar Jackson, great team. Been injured with the running backs. They lost in overtime to the Raiders. Chiefs 37-30, Mahomes, Hill, great duo.
I love your score prediction, and I think it's because for those of you who aren't familiar with these two particular teams and with pro football in general, if you're especially an international viewer, you want an entertaining game of American football, you watch this game.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, when they are both at their best, they're going to light up the scoreboard the way this kid thinks that they're going to. 67 points between these two teams is not out of the question.
And then next on Monday night, a big game.
The reason he's wearing the cheese head.
Yes, the Packers and Lions, Monday Night Football in Lambeau. I think this happened like 1 or 2 years ago, and the Packers won. I think on a Mason Crosby field goal.
That's right, walk-off field goal.
Packers 34-27. Even without Zadarius Smith, I think we will pull it out by a touchdown. I think the Lions are going to be good. I just think that Aaron Rodgers will rebound in front of that home crowd. He's always talked about that home crowd, and I think the Packers offense will rebound.
We're going to see which Green Bay Packers team is the real Green Bay Packers team they played ridiculously subpar against the New Orleans Saints in the kind of performance there's no excuse for.
Yeah.
And for the Green Bay Packers to be what they ought to be, they have to perform much better than they did. Their talent is so far above what their performance level was. If Detroit has Green Bay's number in this game, then I think there's a lot of reason for Packers Nation to sound the alarms. What in the world is going on? This game is going to define a lot of what the Packers season is going to feel like in a lot of different ways. I would predict the Packers offense still is not going to necessarily be in the right frame of mind yet. I think they still have a lot that they have to figure out. But I think they're going to do just enough to win 23-20.
Low scoring as well.
Low scoring game.
I think the Lions are going to score more, but the Lions, they're good. I just feel like maybe you're right. Who knows? Anything could happen.
I think the other thing too is they have a quarterback who's unfamiliar with the system.
Yeah.
I think the Packers are going to be able to take advantage of that. Section 2 of our discussion. Do you still want to keep the cheese head on?
Nah. Michigan State at number 24, Miami. Michigan State beat Northwestern week 1. I think some people were surprised by that.
For those, by the way, this is Miami, Florida, not Miami, Ohio.
Yes, Miami, Florida, I think is going to win. In a close one, though, I think Michigan State's going to keep it close. The next one, our only all group of 5 matchup, Coastal Carolina at Buffalo. 2 great teams, but Coastal, what can you say? They're great. And I think that they're going to stay great, number 16 in the nation.
Okay. Your next matchup is I didn't know that this is a trophy game. It's my wife, your mommy's favorite West Virginia Mountaineers against a team that's sort of across the mountains from them in that other Virginia.
Yes, I think it's called the Black Diamond Trophy game. You can correct me if I'm wrong. They haven't played it since 2017.
Okay.
And Virginia Tech, number 15, coming into Morgantown, playing a team that lost to Maryland because of those turnovers by Jarrett Doege. Jarrett Doege against LIU, what I can tell, looked back to normal, but that's also against an FCS team.
That's LIU.
So I think Virginia Tech does it. It will be close because it's in Morgantown, West Virginia's home opener, and it's a rivalry game, but I think Virginia Tech grabs it.
If West Virginia limits the turnovers, if they can play the kind of disciplined game that I know they know that they can play, they can win this game.
And give it more.
They can win this game.
Give the ball a heck of a lot more to Letty Brown at running back. He didn't get it enough. But next, a huge game for the landscape of the top 25 and even maybe the playoff.
Okay.
Cincinnati playing a Big Ten team, Indiana.
When was the last time, don't mean to interrupt, but when was the last time a game involving a non-Power 5 team against Indiana would count as a huge game in the landscape of college football? What?
I think it's Indiana. It's going to be a statement game because they got killed by Iowa, who's now number 5. but Cincinnati playing a Big Ten team going on the road, that's big. And they're number 8 in the nation, have a chance to go undefeated.
I'm just making silly faces.
I don't think it's actually going to be a huge game, but I think it's going to do something. And maybe get Cincinnati ranked. I think Cincinnati could go to the playoffs this year. Alabama at Florida.
Oh, 2 top 11 teams.
Yes, I'm not high on Florida, but I think Bama's going to win. And they're going to probably win by a decent amount.
It's Bama.
Yeah.
It's what Bama does.
Auburn, 22 Auburn, going into Penn State, the whiteout, number 10 Penn State. I've got Penn State. They look great against Wisconsin. Their defense, phenomenal. And I think my other big game would be 19 Arizona State going to number 23 BYU. That's a
major
good
game on the West Coast. That's a major game on the West Coast.
I think BYU grabs it. Quickly, just going over some others. Number 12, Notre Dame, I've got over Purdue. Number 21, North Carolina, I've got over Virginia. And number 17, Ole Miss, I've got over the Tulane team that almost beat Oklahoma.
Speaking of Oklahoma, we want to give a particular thank you and shout out to one of our YouTube friends, and it's a college football connection to this. Sooner Girl Travels.
Yes. I did not include Oklahoma in this game because they're going to blow out Nebraska.
But there's a big reason, and that's the connection that we want to get into. Sooner Girl Travels did something that you do a lot.
Cheeseburger reviews.
Reviews of fried cheese curds. We're going to link her somewhere up here in this neck of the woods.
I don't know where it is.
To what that review was. Because this kid loves fried cheese curds.
We have some frozen upstairs.
Yes, when we went on our Cleveland trip, which you can see in the background.
Yeah, you can see that in the background. I think more videos coming soon.
Right. We'll showcase what we did at a particular cheese curd location in Cleveland there. She reviewed Freddy's cheese curds. We have a review of Freddy's cheese curds coming as well. And I'm so thankful that she put us out there with her latest video. And why there's a football connection to this? The Nebraska-Oklahoma game. This is the 50th year, not the same date, but the same year, 50 years after what is arguably the greatest game in the history of college football.
Okay.
It was number 1 Nebraska at number 2 Oklahoma, Thanksgiving Day 1971. Nebraska with Green Bay, Wisconsin native Jerry Tagge at quarterback. Johnny Rodgers, the guy who won a Heisman Trophy in 1972, and arguably one of the greatest defenses in the history of college football, up against an Oklahoma team that basically was one of the inventors of the wishbone formation, one of the first teams to use the wishbone.
I don't even know what that is.
It's basically almost never throw the football, three running backs in the backfield.
Ooh, okay.
They, I believe, set a record for most rushing yards in the history of the sport. And I think they were blowing teams away like 70-0.
That's what they're gonna do this week. No, I'm kidding. Like maybe 48-3, some blowout. I don't know the exact score.
But Nebraska won this game 35-31. The whole nation was watching. Like the whole nation had its eyes on this game. Some say those are the 2 best college football teams ever to play the game, and they played on that day. Go look it up somewhere.
Yes.
How good that game was. Very quickly, we're running out of time. What else you got going?
MLB Playoff Picture. In the NL, we've got the number 1 Giants, the number 2 Brewers, our Brewers, the number 3 Braves, the number 4 Dodgers in the wild card. I think they've clinched a playoff spot, and the Giants have also clinched their playoff spot. The Cardinals, Padres, Phillies, and Reds all trying to get that 5th one.
Who gets it?
I think it's the St. Louis Cardinals. It's so hard, honestly, but right now I'm going to say the Padres. They just went into San Francisco and got 2 from them, which is pretty good. So in the AL, then we've got the Rays, Astros, White Sox. And then in the wild card, this could go any way. We've got the Blue Jays, Red Sox, Yankees, and A's. I've got the Yankees, Red Sox in that wild card.
What's the World Series?
Brewers, White Sox.
Of course you got the Brewers in it.
I think the Brewers have a... Okay, let's look at this. Quickly. Brewers, Braves. I think the Brewers take that. Dodgers lose to the Giants after winning the wild card. Brewers, Giants. Brewers have that season series. The Brewers go on to the World Series. And I think the White Sox beat Houston and beat the Rays after the Rays beat the Yankees.
We want your thoughts on all the stuff we've talked about here on Sorgi Sports Weekend, our first edition. Comment with everything that you think is going to transpire this weekend. What else should people do?
Well, again, like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell. Ding, ding, ding.
I got a question. What's your favorite headgear to wear at a sporting event?
Really want to get the buck antler things that some people have.
Nice.
Those would be cool.
Nice. I am Daddy. This is Little Guy.
So long from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Have a good weekend, everybody, and go, Penn, go!